Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my Let's Play Diablo 3, and we are on the chapter called Trailing the Coven. So last week we finished up finding the third piece of the Stranger's Sword, and at the very end, if you didn't watch it, we saw Uncle Deckard unfortunately pass away during an attack by Mahgda and her coven, and Mahgda, since she wasn't able to get her hands on the sword, ultimately ended up kidnapping the stranger instead. So now we are quite literally trailing the coven, trying to find where their lair is and where they might have taken the stranger, and go rescue him yet again. first we have to first we had to go find out the fallen star. It ended up being the stranger who we rescued, and now we have to go rescue the poor guy again. So. In the meantime, and sorry, this is one of the longer chapters in this series, just because like each chapter there's different sequences and different things and stuff, and some are you go through a lot faster than others, and it's just the way the game is. So, anywho, so here's our first checkpoint. So we went back to Wortham, and then went and followed the path from Wortham, and from there. It led us to going through basically these tunnels that are basically spider infested. When you're like, if spiders, you might want to avoid these caves. I actually have seen people who really don't like spiders, who will not play video games that have spiders in them because it creeps them the heck out. I know my husband's not a big fan of spiders. I mean, he doesn't have a phobia per se, but he's not a fan of those critters. And I know that he, especially in World of Warcraft, have spider creatures to fight as well. And he's never been a fan of those sequences. But obviously he doesn't have a strong phobia where he can, where it prevents him from playing video games with spiders in them. But in either case. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, in love with spiders, but they don't bother me that much. I mean, obviously, if I saw a Black Widow, I would not be too happy about that, and I would try to get away from the damn thing, or squish it, or something. But, in general, I have never found spiders or insects at all. Although, the odd thing is, when I was a little kid, I did find dragonflies, insanely terrifying, but it didn't occur to me that they were insects, like ants and stuff. They were good. Ants and worms and spiders and things in the backyard all the time. Didn't bother me. But we had these dragonflies that were good. I don't know. I mean, I could be exaggerating, but I think they were like 3 or 4 inches long. They were huge things. And I remember there was a dead in the gangway between our house and the neighbor's house, and terrified the heck out of me. Huge. And I didn't trust that it wasn't really dead, and I was afraid it was going to attack me if I did, just because it was so big. And even though my grandfather tried to say, well, dragonflies don't bite, but I was like, but it's so big, what if it does? So it was my only time where I was ever actually terrified of an actual insect. But only because it was way bigger than I'd ever seen an insect get before. And I was like, no, that's okay, I'll stay away from that thing. And like I said, I was a little kid. I mean, I must have been, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 8 years old. I don't remember exactly, but I was pretty young. And therefore, the thing probably looked even bigger to me than before. So the crazy hermit that we saw earlier at the entrance of the cave, we see him again. Blah blah blah. So yeah. So we're still just kind of going through these caves and killing these spiders. Here we go. You can see the glowing circle in the mini map there. So now we're at the Chamber of the Queen, Ranier, or whatever. So first things first, we go talk to this girl who's unfortunately a sacrificial victim of the spider. She's just kind of got herself all webbed up here and is about to be eaten. And so the next thing is for us to kill the king. So this is our first kind of mini boss in this particular chapter of the game. And we're just gonna try to kill the poor thing. Well, poor thing is a big thing, but she, like, you get her down to a certain level, and then she runs off and hides while she has some of her minions attack you. And then she comes back, and you try and attack her again. And this is when it goes on a couple of times where you can't just do a straight tank hook, because she keeps running off, and you get her to a certain level of health, and then sends more minions after you. It's a pretty decent fight, but I'm really liking the way it's considered how it is. I'm not seeing any problems with the health stuff. You know, I am on normal level for the fine. I do remember dying in this fight a couple of times before, but that was at the higher difficulty. Alright. Get some good loot there. Grab some health bubbles, which I don't really need, but oh well. Then we have to take this pool of venom in order to, the venom dissolves the webbing, and we can... Now this always struck me as funny. It's like, I want to get the heck out of here. Let's walk as slowly as possible. It's like, really? You're trying to escape and you're just walking very slowly.
It was terrible being stuck in there like that.
Alright, so now she's explaining basically what happened, and she got chased into these caves basically because she tried to steal something from one of the goatmen tribes, and the goatmen got mad at her, and so they chased her, and she ended up running in here, and that's how she got caught by the spider. And so in order for us to be able to proceed towards where we need to go to find the Coven, we have to find the stupid staff that this chick stole from the goatmen, in order to have the goatmen open the gates for us so that we can fight them and go through towards where Mahgda and her Coven are hanging out or hiding or whatever, theoretically speaking. At least her Coven is. Alright, bugs here. Take care of those. Now, see, bugs that size would definitely scare the heck out of me. And here I just wanted to make sure that there's a waypoint back home. Although I don't see the point. Well, those waypoints are not really good. You generally don't use them to go back home because you have your town portal to get back home. But they're very handy for if you log out of the game and you end up being back at New Tristram or wherever your headquarters are at, and you've lost your way to step through to where you last were. Those town portal things, I think, expire, especially if you log out of the game and stuff like that. I've had that happen before. And so that's where these various waypoints come in handy to get to where you were. Alright, so I just actually edited out some of my running around the highway here, just because I just spent an awful long time, like, 10 minutes running around looking for this stupid caravan. Now here we're coming down into this section here, the Ancient Pyre. We have a little side quest to do, and then after that we're finally find the caravan. The caravan moves around a lot. There's always lots of different places you can find it within these highland areas. Let's take care of these guys. We're basically helping this one goat man out, theoretically. That's his body that is supposed to be placed on the pyre. And I think those totems with the ghosts that we're killing were keeping him in place. And now we're talking to him, and you'll see in a second he's like basically betraying us. We helped him, and now he's like back at full power, and he's like, ha ha ha, everything now. So it's like, no, we're not doing you. Screw that. Alright, so that's a side quest. Now let's continue on our merry way. And there's our little blinking circle up in the upper right corner mini-map, where we're finally getting close to, yep, there's the caravan and the Khazra staff that we were looking for. Alright. Okay. Bad guys, not ready yet. Big guy here, Mahgda the Fowl, or whatever his name is. Mahgda. Why do I bother? I can't pronounce these things. Alright, so now that we've got the staff, now we can,
Though New Tristram and the fields surrounding it have been resettled over the years, the highlands remain empty save for the crumbling ruins of Leoric's old outposts. The king built more than one watchtower in his paranoia, but now they cannot even ward away goatmen and wild beasts. A tragedy, really.
Alright, so we got a little bit of lore there about the Highlands, and a little hint about Leoric's stronghold, and the fact that we're probably getting close to that. And so it's kind of a hint of where we need to go. His stronghold being where the Coven is actually hiding. But first we need to go to the Highlands. So right now we've got that staff, so now we have to finish following this path. You can see the arrow pointing us in the direction that we need to go. Tried to go here earlier, but obviously didn't do any good because without the gates being open. Now we've got the gates open, and we can basically kill more Britain in order to get to the next level of this. So we've got this sort of defensive position where it's kind of a switch back up towards the next level of fields. I don't know if it's still Highland. It's really well defended position. Yeah, unspeakable terror. I just call them all. I mean, some of them are like they're in yellow, some are in purple. I know there's different meanings and different stuff there, but they're all in my mind different variations of Eden. So they're stronger than the average foe that we're fighting. Alrighty. Okay, trying to skip that. Unfortunately, it's a fairly narrow passage here, so you can get aggro all the leaves with goatmen and evil tree things and that kind of stuff. So. Burned. It's a long slog, this sort of in terms of just trying to find the stronghold. Stronghold's covering the segment in the first place. And at least it gives you a chance to get some nice massacre bonuses, because there's lots of them around. Yep, there's another elite vehicle. 5 of them this time. So sometimes the elites come in like one, but sometimes they come in groups, anywhere from 2 to 5. And like these guys, they've got like the ace threats and that kind of thing. And some of them, especially when you get to the higher levels of difficulty, they'll have like these fire chains or something. And if the fire chains touch you, you take on some significant damage. Others will trail fire, others will block you in with rock walls, and things. I mean, there's a number of different types of attacks that they will have, which are quite nasty. One way or the other. Goatman drums. And now we're just kind of running around and yep, waypoint. I always want to make sure that we've got our closest waypoints. This is the Northern Highlands waypoint. And the other one I think was the Southern Highlands waypoint. There's like one of the few settlements in the Highlands area, and obviously completely devastated. The boatmen are definitely rampaging. Tree creature things and some more lore.
Have become a serious threat. They attack caravans and are moving into areas where they haven't been seen before. We need you to take care of this problem for us. We'll pay 25 gold pieces for every Khazra head you bring back.
Alright, so obviously the person who got that bit of lore also was being tasked to basically come out and kill the Khazra and like a bounty hunter to clear them out because they were attacking and doing too many things, and the bounty hunter found himself dead as well. And while that was going on, obviously you probably saw that Valeria just hit level 15, so we're leveling up nicely and right. And we're just gonna continue on from there. Focus on getting her leveled up and following all of the various chapters and things. Now, as I recall, and they might have changed this with the way all the changes that they made at the game, but when I first started playing Diablo 3, when it first came out, you basically hit the max level in terms of, or not the max level, but you actually hit the final chapter in chapter 5, well, sorry, final chapter in Act 5, at level 30, and then, of course, once you did that, you unlocked the next highest difficulty level, and then you could go back and replay the repair them again at the next difficulty level, and the end of chapter 5 and everything else like that, etc., until you hit max level 60 at the time, and I believe it's now 70 with the added new chapter 5 that has been added to the game. And so I'm not sure how, because I think chapter 5, I think you have to be level 60 in order to play it. So I think my best guess is, and I haven't looked into this, but they've probably changed that so that when you're leveling, now you hit level 60 in order to complete Act 4. And then go on to Act 5 once you complete that. And then you can just do that at any difficulty level that you like.
Feels better.
And turning off actually kind of low there. There's a huge amount of including the elite that we can have and things. But this was a fight here. Despite the fact that we're still at normal level. So this is one that I have to take note of, that if I run into this again, to make sure that I use those health globes a little bit more judiciously at higher difficulty levels. But yeah, so I think that they've kind of changed the whole leveling and how leveling works with chapters and everything. While I really enjoy this game, I really do, I did think that the way they had it originally, where you complete the chapters and the acts and everything the first time around, and you're not even at max level the third time, and you have to go back and play again to get to the next level to keep leveling your character, from there on, and that kind of thing. That didn't make a lot of sense in terms of gameplay. And so if they've changed it the way I think they have, I think it would make a lot more sense. Alright, so we're crossing a bridge over here, and we finally found Leoric's Manor. This is where Leoric himself lived. He obviously didn't live in Tristram. He lived as far away from Tristram as possible, obviously. He was like a little backwater village, if you guys recall that. When we entered the fight of the Skeleton King, there was a little bit of lore there with Leoric's journal, and him talking about the horrible backwater of Tristram, and why the heck did my advisor say that we should set up camp here for leading and stuff, not knowing that it was Diablo that was controlling his advisor and all that kind of good stuff. Oh yeah, so here I was just my my companion here has leveled up as well, and I wanted to make sure that he had an updated skill added to his list. And I'm like, whoops, clicked on that the wrong way. Alright, so this is the entrance of the manor. It's obviously crumbling terribly ever since Diablo. Who knows, 20 years before, 24 years before, New York has, been killed, and everything else has kind of been destroyed and stuff. The cathedral is in ruins, the original Tristram is in ruins, so it doesn't surprise me that this entire area, this manor house as well, is completely in ruins. These guys, brigands, and you've got Coven members, and this big house. One of the reasons I go in here, you don't have to go into these kind of rooms. If you don't want to, you can there's nothing in here that forwards the quest. But this fireplace over here will at random times have some fire logs in there that you can pick up, and is one of the secret ingredients you need in order to access Whimsyshire, which is Diablo 3's equivalent to the secret cow level. So for any of you who are devout Diablo fans, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, go look it up. Google is your friend. Alright, so it looks like we have some more lore here. More external, and Mahgda's orders.
There is a new piece to the game. A girl named Leah. My spies tell me she is the child of the witch Adria, who is hiding in the deserts of Chaldeum. Bring this news to the Master at once.
The fetid, pallid malaise has fallen over the manor we now call home. Young Albrecht seems to be enjoying himself in our new home, however. Perhaps I am simply She's unstoppable!
Alright, so now we know what Mahgda's up to, and there she is, of course, ordering her minions to, come after us, and we're overhearing the conversation from the Coven, and the Coven are like, she can't be human, she's just too powerful, basically talking about my character, and then coming to a realization that my character must be something other than just being an ordinary human, because I can do and kill and survive way more than a normal human possibly could. Okay, and this is basically the end of this chapter. This guy gives us access to the next level, where we kind of go after Mahgda's minions again and rescue the poor stranger. So thanks for joining me. If you are enjoying these, please give them a thumbs up. Please share. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I try to put out a new Diablo 3 every weekend. And until next week, take care. Bye-bye.